Yes, and I ping you in WhatsApp.
Dada, okay, fine. So now tell me what backups are possible on the TempDB, guys. What backups are possible on the TempDB?
No backups are possible.
What about others? What backups are possible on TempDB? Interview question.
Yes,
No
no backup.
backups. We cannot take.
Right. So we cannot take any type of backups on the TempDB. Okay. We cannot take any type of backups on the TempDB. Right? Because in the TempDB, data will be stored temporarily and based on the user. Okay. What I can see, user requests and all. Whatever data processing is done, after that the tables will be deleted automatically. So TempDB is also a reusable database. The data will not be stored in the TempDB permanently. Just until the data processing is done, it will be stored in the TempDB for a particular session. Once the session is closed, whatever data is processed in that session, like you will open a new query window, right? When you open a new query window and you write something, and if it needs to create a temp tables, it will create the temp table. And when you close that query window, whatever temp tables are created will be deleted automatically. So nothing will be stored in the TempDB. TempDB is like a temporary database for the data processing and all, data sorting and all. So for this purpose, TempDB will be used. So nothing will be stored permanently in the TempDB. So if nothing is stored, nothing is there to take the backup of the TempDB. So what backups are possible on the resource database?
File-based or a disk-based backups are possible on resource database. As it is a hidden database, we can't take the backup to
So how
LSMS.
many of you, please raise your hands. How many of you tried taking backups on the resource database? I said there is no GUI option. I asked you to run a query, backup database, resource DB, whatever name is there, to disk is equal to. Anyone tried taking full differential log on the resource database? Anyone tried taking all the backups on the resource database? Anyone
I think
tried
it is.
those statements? Yes, Kadir.
I think it is. Yeah, it is invisible. We cannot see it. Only the
We
physical
cannot
file.
see, Kadir, we cannot see, but query will work, right? Have you tried with
Right.
query? Lot of
No,
things
I
we
would just.
cannot,
Yeah.
yeah, lot of things we cannot do using GUI, okay? But we can
Right.
try the query, right? Backup database, resource database name to disk is equal to file name dot bak. Have you tried this, anyone, guys? Anyone tried running this query on the resource database? No one tried, right? Anyone tried taking taking a cold backups on the system databases? Anyone tried taking cold backups on system databases? How to take cold
No.
backups on system databases?
We can't take old backups, but to take, we need to shut down all the services, right? We need to stop the services because when it's an online, we can't take the backups of the system databases.
So I'll not tell the answers, guys. You only tried. Those are all interview questions only. So you only try, and if you want, you can just try for the answer. I'll not tell the answers for those questions. Okay, fine. So now these are all important interview questions for sure. Okay, these are all important interview questions. Fine. So let's continue, guys. Today, what we are going to discuss is like we'll start the automation. Okay. So after backups and restores, so the next concept will be automation. Okay. So what is automation? How to automate the things? What are the tools are there inside the SQL server to automate the daily tasks? And what are the challenges? How it will be like in case if you set up any job or maintenance plans, how to create the jobs, how to create the maintenance plans. Okay. And in case if it is failed, where to check, how to troubleshoot it, how to start a job, how to stop a job, how to disable a job, right? So all these things we'll do it on the regular basis in the organization. Okay, so let's discuss those things in today's session. And in the evening, we'll discuss the alerting system in case if something goes wrong, how it will alert us, how to send an email using SQL Server, database mail feature. Okay, so today we'll cover automation and alerting system. Okay, so these two things will be completed today, guys. Sorry. Right. Fine. So now what we can do, let's go with the automation first. So as discussed earlier, automation means automating the things, right? So what is the need and use of the automation in the SQL Server, guys? Tell me.
Reduce the manual efforts.
Reduces the work.
Right. Okay. So reduce the manual efforts. Good. Okay. What is the need?
So reduce fast the work.
Next. So if you remember, while taking the backups, okay, we discussed about this. Full differential and log backup depends upon the organization strategy. Sometimes in some organizations, they will take a weekly full backups, most of the organizations. In some organizations, they will take daily full backups and everyday differential backup and every 15 minutes log backup. And if you go to any project, generally on an average, you will manage minimum 500 servers to maximum 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 servers also will be there if it is a big project. If it is a big project, you have to manage even 7,000 servers, 8,000 servers, 10,000 servers projects also will be there. So imagine, let's go for 1,000 servers. Don't aim for the big servers. Let's go for 1,000 servers. If you are managing 1,000 servers and each SQL server is having on an average 10 databases, each SQL server is having on an average 10 databases. 1,000 into 10, how many databases total?
10,000.
10,000 databases. So on these 10,000 databases, every database should be eligible to take a backup, regular backups. So on these 10,000 databases, if you want to take a weekly full backups, if you want to take a daily differential backups, if you want to take every 15 minutes log backups, is it possible? Can I connect to 1,000 servers every day, every 15 minutes? Can I take log backups manually? Even though we
No,
are
not
It's
possible.
not possible.
even though we are a team of 100 members, that is not at all possible. We cannot take like that. So as it is a repetitive task, remember, automation will help you for the repetitive tasks, guys. Continuously every day if you have to do means to reduce the burden, we'll go for the automation. So mostly repetitive tasks are best suitable for the automation. Every 15 minutes I have to take a log backup. Every day I have to take a differential backup. Every week I have to take a full backup, or every day I have to take a full backup. So these are all repetitive tasks. On every database it has to run. So what we can do, we can go for an automation. So automation will help you to automate the regular tasks. I'm not saying automation is only useful for the jobs. Whatever regular tasks are there, you can automate it. Very simple. If you have a script, everything we can achieve with the help of script. Even though you are using GUI, at the end of the day, that user actions will be converted into the script. Correct? If you click on that script, you can see what and all actions are scripted out. So, what are the regular tasks are there? Those regular tasks we can easily automate, guys, using SQL Server. No need to take a full backup, differential backup, log backups manually. We can simply, as it is a regular tasks, we can simply you can simply automate the backups. What else? we can automate in the SQL Server. We will automate the backups. We'll also automate the indexing. I'll tell you what is indexing and all, how many types of indexes, how to create indexes. Everything will be discussed in the performance tuning. Indexing jobs will be there, index rebuild, index reorganize jobs will be there. So that also will be discussed. So that for that also we'll create a jobs. And statistics. We have to daily update the statistics of the tables. So what is statistics? How it will be useful, where it will be useful, how it will improve the query performance will be discussed in the performance tuning. So that also for that also, as we have to update the statistics daily. For that also we will create the jobs. CheckDB. CheckDB will help you to check the consistency errors, allocation errors on any database. So this also will run on every day so that we can see any consistency errors or any allocation errors on a particular database. So for this also, as we have to run it on every database on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, so we have to go for a automation, DBCC, CheckDB. And the last one is index rebuilding, index reorganize, and we have backups. In backups, we'll create a separate job for full backup, we'll create a separate job for differential backup, we'll create a separate job for log backups. So backup jobs, index rebuild, index reorg, update statistics, and DBCC, CheckDB. These are all some regular tasks that we will automate in the organization, guys. If you go to any project, mostly these things will be automated, guys. Other than that, if any application requirements are there, right, on a regular basis, you want to restore a database backup from one server to another server. In that scenario also, we are going to automate it. If it is a regular task for one time effort, we don't need, okay, any automation. If it is a regular tasks, if you are doing it on a regular basis, okay, it's always go for a automation. And if you go to any new project also, they will mostly ask you to concentrate on the automation side, which will be very helpful for any organization, so that it will reduce the manual efforts, and without having any intervention, automatically the things will be sorted out. So in all these scenarios, automation will be very useful. Okay, guys, so now let's try to set up the automation. How we can achieve the automation in the SQL Server? We can achieve the automation in the SQL Server by using the jobs and maintenance plans. Okay, maintenance plans, MP. Maintenance plan means MP, guys. Right, so these two features will help you to manage the automation. These two features, job is a feature, whereas maintenance plans is also a feature. These two features will help you to automate the things, guys. Most of the things will automate using these two features. SQL Server side, and even PowerShell is also very powerful tool to automate it from the OS side and the application side also. Okay, so if you want to become good in the automation, you have to learn PowerShell also. But for SQL DBAs, PowerShell is not mandatory. Few default scripts that we will run using PowerShell, guys. So PowerShell, we don't need PowerShell, but in case if you are having anyone having like the knowledge or interested, if you are having any interest on that, you can just try it. PowerShell will be helpful to automate the things. But again, PowerShell and all will comes under coding. As I said initially in the first session, SQL DBA doesn't need any coding to get the job. Okay. In case if you want to improve your knowledge, if you want to go up, like you want to improve your position and all, so it's always good to concentrate on the automation side also. So the main thing in everyone's bucket, okay, organizations will set a goal that what are the things you are automating, any contribution for the automation. So they will ask you the contribution. Okay, so it's good to learn this PowerShell and all, but again, it's not at all mandatory to learn, guys. Like I'm just giving a hint that to once you got the job, the next step will be we need a growth, right? So if you want to concentrate on the growth, just try to, okay, concentrate on the automation side, guys. It will be very useful. So now let's go with the jobs first. What is a job? Job is nothing but collection of steps that can be automated. Job is nothing but collection of steps that can be automated. What is a step then? Step is nothing but a piece of code or script that can be executed. Okay, step is nothing but a piece of code or script or command that can be executed, guys. So let's go to this SQL server. I'll show you. Okay, so how to create the jobs. Right. Right. So remember, guys, the main component for the automation is, can anyone tell me?
SQL Server agent.
Very good. Okay. The main component to achieve the automation is SQL Server agent. Without agent, I cannot achieve the automation, guys. Agent is responsible for the automation. Agent is responsible for the automation. Okay. So if agent is stopped, or if agent feature is not there, you cannot achieve the automation in the SQL Server. Okay, so SQL Server agent is a mandatory. Okay, so and it should be up and running. See, you can see this component SQL Server agent. Okay, and it is running. You can see here there is a play button here. It is up and running. If the agent is in stopped state, all the jobs will not trigger as per the schedule. Agent is mandatory for the jobs. Agent is mandatory for the maintenance plans. We can achieve automation using jobs and maintenance plans, guys. These are all two features which will help you to achieve the automation. Okay, jobs and maintenance. These are all two features which will help you to achieve the automation. First, we'll discuss with the jobs, then we'll go for a maintenance plans. If you expand this one, you can see jobs, alerts, operators, proxies, and error logs. So let's concentrate on jobs first. Okay. So jobs, if you just expand this, when you install a SQL Server, by default, you will get one job, that is sys policy purge history job. By default, we'll get this job. Okay, so don't touch it, keep it as it is. We don't need it. And let's create one simple job. Okay, right click, new job. So when you open this window, okay, the first thing, as you are creating a job, definitely every object will have a name. So let's give the name of the object, which will be I'm going to create a backup job. Okay, backup job. So the owner, who will be the owner, guys? Who is the recommended owner for
Admin.
every object?
Administrator.
SA.
Administrator.
SA,
Administrator.
not administrator. SA.
System.
Okay, SA is the permanent login in the SQL server, and he should be the owner of all the objects. Okay. Category, keep it as it is. There are a lot of categories are there. Like once you created the job, it will only decide what type of job it is, whether it's a replication job, whether it is a log shipping job, or else any other jobs. It will only decide. So no need to select any category. Description, in case if you want to give any description about this job, what this job is going to do, if you want to add any description, you can add it. Okay. Otherwise, you can just skip it. It's not required. Steps, I told you, right? Job is nothing but collection of steps. Job is nothing but collection of steps. Okay, so now go to steps page and click on, as of now, there is no steps. Okay, we don't see any steps here. Okay, so we can create steps. Let's add a new step. Click on the new step. So what this job has to do, this job has to take the full backup. Okay, this job has to do, it has to take the full backup on the Amazon database. Okay, full backup step, you have to provide the step name also. Full backup on Amazon database. Okay, and what type of query you want to run? You want to run T-SQL query, you want to run any command shell query, command CMD query, command execute query, you want to run any PowerShell query. So you can choose. So automation we can achieve using different okay tools, right? So you can use CMD also, you can use PowerShell also, you can use T-SQL also. So we know T-SQL query, right? We know T-SQL query to take the backup. So I'll choose T-SQL. And whatever queries that we are running, generally we'll choose master database, right? So keep it as master, or else you can, in the script also, you can use master and you can type whatever you want. As it is already master, we don't need to use master. Okay, so I'll type the backup query for Amazon database. So tell me guys, what is the backup query, full backup query to take a full backup on the Amazon database? What is the query?
Backup
Backup
database
Database,
Name.
database
name
Okay,
database name
very good.
to
to
disk
disk is equal to
Okay,
path.
Amazon path.
path
As
path
I'm
Amazon
using the
name.
default path, you
path
can go ahead with
Name.
the default path and full backup
Name.
underscore
Full backup dot underscore BAK.
Date.
job underscore
Okay, jobs.
date. Okay, 02 server time. Okay, let's go with the server only. 02 01 02 2025. Okay, dot BAK.
BAK.
Close the single quotes. Okay, now this is the backup query, guys. Now this is the backup query. So now you can, as you know the query, okay, you can go ahead and you can click OK, or you want to see whether it is correct or not, select all and parse it. There is a parse button here. If it is successfully completed means, parse it means it's a correct query only, and you can click OK and go to advanced. So now collection of steps, job is nothing but collection of steps. So let's try to understand in this way. So after taking full backup, I want to take a differential backup on this database. After taking differential backup, I want to take a log backup on this database. Imagine this is not the correct approach, but first try to understand in a simple way. Later you can apply the knowledge. So means my job can have multiple steps, correct? My job can have multiple steps. Or no, Shanmukh, I'll create a separate full backup jobs, separate differential backup job, separate log backup job. That's how we will create it generally. But in the next step, you can try to create another step to take full backup on another database. Or on the same database, you can even try to take a differential backup. So we don't generally create full differential log in a same job, I'll tell you what are the challenges, but try to understand. First, you have to learn the challenges, then only it is easy to apply the knowledge. So in case if in the second step, if I want to take a differential backup of the database, okay, I can create a second step with a differential backup query. So now step one is there. The third step is I'll add a log backup query to take the log backup on the database. Now step one is full backup query. Step two is differential backup query. Step three is log backup query. Once my step one is completed, on success action, step one, either it can be successful or it can be failed. Correct, guys? Correct. Step one, the full backup query, either it can be successful or it can be failed. So on success action, if the step is successful, if you want to go to next step, choose this one, go to next step. Or there is only one step, there are no successive steps, then quit the job reporting success. Are you getting the point, guys? If there are no steps, if there are no further steps, on success action, select this option, quit the job reporting success. If there are further steps to go, click go to next step. This is very important. Sometimes if you don't go to next step, if you don't choose this, it will not go to next step. So step one will be executed successfully, and as you did not selected go to next step, by default it will be selected. So what will happen? It will execute up to step one and then it will quit, guys. So you have to remember this. Go to next step. Go to next step means what? So in the next step, if you want to do something on the database, you can do anything. I'm just giving the second step is differential backup. But anything you want to do, you want to bring the database offline. After taking a backup, you want to bring the database offline. So in that scenario also, you can simply create a step two. And the step two, you can add the query. Okay. Uh, what is the query to bring the database offline, alter database name, set offline. Something like that, you can run that query. So it will take the database and it will keep the database, it will take the backup and it will keep the database offline in the second step. So first step, if once first step is succeeded, then it will go to next step. So that is the reason we can see go to next step means if you have further steps, you can choose go to next step. If no steps are there, only one step is there, you can simply select quit the job reporting success. Right? Now retry items and retry intervals. So you know that when we can go for a retry, guys, generally, when we can go for a retry?
If it is failed.
If it is failed, right?
If it is failed.
Yeah. If it is failed, we can go for a retry items. So if it is not failed, you can leave it. And generally, we don't go for retry items. Okay, it cannot retry it automatically. We have to check what is the reason. If it is failed means because, for example, why backups will be failed sometimes. Tell me what are the some possible reasons why backups will be failed. You can tell one reason at least.
No disk space.
Very
The
good. Okay.
file is not located in the
Very good. Very good. If there is no
Yeah.
free space in the drive, and if the
Space
database
issue.
yes, if the database is not accessible, you can take backups to online database, right?
The wrong path.
Yeah, very good. The path is location. Very good. So if you give the wrong location and if the database is not accessible, as you are taking hot backups, the database should be accessible, should be online. So if the database is not accessible and if there is a free space, if there is no free space at all in the drive, so these are all some possible reasons. Okay, the backup will be failed. So generally, if it is failed, we have to troubleshoot why it was failed and all. We cannot go for retry items, but you have to understand the option, right? You can give two retry items. Okay, so if it was failed for the regular iteration, okay, then it will go for a retry attempt. Okay, so when it will go for retry, you can give the intervals. Okay, when it will go for the retry, you can give the intervals. Say, for example, 5 minutes. For example, if the job is scheduled at 10 o'clock and it was failed, again, when it will run, guys, automatically, as per this
10,
setting,
5.
10:05 it will run. Why?
Right.
Because we gave 5 minutes interval. So if it is failed at 10 o'clock, it will run at 10:05. If it is failed at 10:05 also,
10, it
10:10.
will run again.
If it failed at 10:10 also,
No,
That's
we
it.
have given only two
that's it.
attempts.
Yes.
Only two
Okay.
error.
As we have two retry items, so after that it will quit. It will not run again automatically. So that is the use of retry items and retry intervals, guys. Okay. This is on success action. Okay, if the step one is successful, go to next step. If the step one is failed, quit the step. Are you getting the point, guys? If the step 1 is successful, go to next step. If the step 1 is failed, just quit the job reporting failure. Or there are some application steps, there are some application related jobs. So there will be no dependency on step 1, step 2. So even though the step 1 is failed, it will still execute step 2. Why? Because some jobs, I am not saying all the jobs, some jobs, there will be no dependency on the previous steps. So it's again depends on the particular requirement. Application team will tell you, okay, if there is a dependency, they will tell you. If there is a dependency on step 1 means you have to choose quit the job reporting failure. If there is no dependency on step 1 means what we have to choose? What we have to choose? Step 1, step 2, we have 2 steps. There is no dependency of step 1, even though it is a successful or it's failed, no issues at all. In that scenario, what we have to choose on failure action?
Go to
Go to the next step.
Go to next step.
Go to the
If
next
there is
step.
no dependency, you can happily select go to next step. If you have multiple steps, if you have one step, then you can happily select quit the job reporting failure. If you have multiple steps, if there is a dependency, select okay, go to next step. If there is a dependency, quit the job reporting failure if the job is failed. And if there is no dependency, you can choose go to the next step. So this is how it will be. This is on success action. This is on failure action. Okay. So now output file. Output file is very important file so that we can see the output. Okay. When I run backup query, what kind of output we will get it, guys? Tell me. When you run this query, what output we will get it?
command
Very good. Output file is different. Okay. Output file, backup file, we will get it. But when you execute this in the SSMS, what we will get it? In the below output pane, command completed.
query executed successfully.
See, this took many pages backup. This much time it took. This much data transfer rate it took. Okay, so that is the success message. If it is failed also, it will give you the message, right? So that purpose, if you write the output file, you can see why it was failed clearly. There is another way also to track, but we can see the output file. In that output file, it will tell you why the backup is failed. So for this, you can either log this into any output file separately, any notepad file and all, or you can log to any table, or you can just include step output in history. Okay, step include step output in history. So in the particular job history itself, it will include. You can select this one. So now let's try to add a notepad also. What I'll do, I'll simply create a notepad. Okay, so I'll attach here so that it will start writing the logs to the notepad. Okay, this PC and C drive and backups. Here I'll create a notepad. Windows R notepad. Notepad. Okay, and Control S. I'm going to save this in the C drive. Backups. Job output. Okay, done. So now what I'll do, I'll simply attach that file. See, this is a empty file, nothing is there here. Okay, double click on it, just normal file, nothing is there. Okay, I'll include this file. I'll attach the file here so that see backups and job output.txt. Click OK. So that the output will be written to this file, guys. Whether it is successful or whether it is failed, everything will be written to the. Generally, we don't follow this method because, for example, see if it is one time or if it is limited number of times, if it is running fine. Daily, if it is running, every 15 minutes it is running means the output file will keep appending. Of course, okay, we have to append the output to the existing file. So every time, every 15 minutes, it will keep writing the data to the output file. So imagine if it ran for 1 month, how much output file it will be. Very big output file will be there. Are you getting the point? Every 15 minutes, it will keep appending. Backup successful, backup successful, backup successful. Every 15 minutes, it will keep appending to this file. So that's why it's not so recommended, but just to show you, there is such option also. Generally, there is another place also, job history. There we can see why the job is failed. Okay. Now that's it. General and advanced. Click OK now. Now the step is created. Now, suddenly, by default, it was selected. No problem. Double click on the step, it will open. Okay, nothing to worry. Just double click on the step, it will open. Now I'm adding second step, guys. Step 2. New step. This is like Amazon diff backup. Okay. Same backup, database, database name, sorry, backup database Amazon to disk is equal to Amazon underscore diff backup underscore job underscore 01 02 2025 dot BAK. This is full backup query. So what is the differential backup query, guys?
With
With
differential.
differential. Yeah.
FRENTIAL differential. Okay, select all, parse it. Okay, command was successfully parsed means there is no error in that. Advanced. So now I want to take the log backup also. Now tell me which option I have to choose here, on success action and on failure action.
On success.
On success action, go to next.
Very good. On success action, it has to go to next step. On failure action, there is no
It's
dependency.
a job reporting failure.
Dependence, right?
There is no dependency. Okay, just to show you
Okay.
there is
So
no
go to
dependency.
next. So go to next step.
Step also. No issues at all.
Okay, go to next step.
Right? So remaining everything is same. Browse. Again, I'm giving the same log, backups and job output, and append the output to the existing file, include step output history, and click OK. So step 2. Like that, I can create step 3 also.
How many steps you can mention?
You can add. There is no
Step.
particular number. You can keep adding. Okay, there is no particular number and all. You can keep adding. There is no limit actually. Amazon log backup. Yeah. So backup log database name to disk is equal to single quotes. Okay, Amazon underscore log backup underscore 01 02 2025 dot trn, single quotes, close the single quotes, select all, parse it, successfully parsed, advanced. Here, this is the last step. Then what I have to do? On success action. This is the last step. On success.
Report with
With
success.
reporting success.
Quit the reporting job success. Okay, you can choose this one. And on failure, quit the job reporting failure. That's it. Okay, again, output file, browse it, then backups, double click on it, append the output file, include job step, output history, click OK. Then in this way, you can add all the 3 steps. But again, this is not a recommended way. I'll tell you the challenges also, why we don't follow like this. We'll set up a separate jobs for full backup, separate job for differential backup, separate job for log backup, just to understand. Okay, we are trying like this. Fine. So you should know the steps, right? You have to know, go to next step, quit the job reporting success. Okay. So you should know all these things. So that's why I'm explaining. So now we have added the steps, but we didn't mention anyway that when this has to run. When this has to run, we didn't mention anywhere. So that we have to do in the next step called schedules. You have to schedule this job. You have to schedule this job, guys. So click on schedule, click new. Now Amazon BKP schedule SCH. Remember, guys, this should be a recurring job. It shouldn't be like start automatically when SQL Server agent starts. So in that scenario, very rarely the job will run, because we will restart the Windows servers very rarely, right? When you restart the Windows server very rarely, then only SQL Server agent starts, right? So this is not suitable option for us. Whenever the CPU becomes idle, when the server CPU becomes idle, CPU will never become idle in the organization. Okay, so there is no point of CPU become idle. So this is also not suitable. One time, why we need this many efforts? We can simply run the query, right? One time means. So as it should be recurring, so we will select recurring. By default, recurring will be selected. And this schedule has to be enabled. Whatever you selected, whatever you do, for example, you just put the alarm early morning 5:30 or 6 o'clock to join the class. So you selected the time, you selected the day, and you selected the ringtone also. Everything you selected and you just turn off the alarm. What is the use? So here also you created the steps. You selected the options. You selected the settings, everything is selected. But if this is disabled, The schedule is disabled. It will not run as per the schedule. So sometimes if the jobs are running as expected, means what might be the reason? Check whether schedule someone by default. Sometimes juniors and all unknowingly they will disable this enable button. So schedule, you should enable this. If you disable the schedule, there is no use of it. There is no use of the job. Jobs will not run automatically. So here is the frequency. So when you want to run daily, daily one time, or every day once, or you want to even mention, okay, daily frequency, daily when, okay, daily you want to run, daily when, at what time, you can give the time here, daily at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever you want, you can just give. Generally, remember guys, all the maintenance jobs will be scheduled during night time, during non-business hours, because all the maintenance jobs are performance killers. Backup jobs are performance killers. Index rebuild reorganize performance killers. Update statistics, okay. If the table is very big, then it's also a performance killer. DBCC check DBA is also performance killer. So all the maintenance jobs are performance killers. So if you run it on a business hours, it will impact the users. Users will experience the slowness. That's why we don't recommend to run these maintenance jobs during the business hours. During the daytime, we don't run it. During the night time only we'll run these jobs. So that's why if you see any maintenance job, you can see either it will be on weekends night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, Saturday, Sunday night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, where there is less traffic. Traffic in the sense connecting to the applications. Users are connecting to the applications. So Saturday night 10 o'clock, Saturday night 2 o'clock, Saturday night 3 o'clock, or Sunday night 2 o'clock, very less users will be connected, right? So that's why they will schedule all the maintenance jobs during Saturdays, night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, like that they are going to schedule. If it is a weekly, if it is a daily, they will schedule after business hours, daily at night 12 o'clock, night 2 o'clock, like that they will schedule where there is less traffic. Okay, so if you want to set up daily, you can set it up daily, guys. Daily, at what time you want to set it up? For example, I want to set it up at 6:30. Okay, let's try. Let me show you that. Let it run automatically. In 6 more minutes, 5 more minutes, it will go, right? Let it run automatically. 6:30. So I just schedule at 6:30 a.m. Okay, now the server time is PM, right? So it is important. Okay, say just PM. So occurs once or daily. You want to schedule this for every 15 minutes, we said, right? If you want to schedule for every 15 minutes, choose this option, occurs every 15 minutes. If you mention like that, it will run for every 15 minutes. Okay, so no need to select the time. Every 15 minutes means which will start from the night 12 o'clock. Night 12 o'clock, from night 12 to every 15 minutes interview, 12, 12, 15, 12:30, 12:45, 1, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 2. Like that, every 15 minutes interval it will run. Okay, see, starting at night 12 o'clock, ending at night 12 o'clock only. You can see here 11:59, 59 p.m., which will be night 12 o'clock. So start date, don't put any end date. So it should be like no end date. It has to continuously run. It has to run continuously. So there is no end date. So now let's go with this occurs once at 6:30. Let it be. Click OK. Now I schedule this job. Alerts, notifications, I'll tell you. So in case if this job is failed, because we just discussed in every server, total how many jobs will be there, guys? Maintenance jobs. Normal default maintenance jobs. Total how many? We discussed it, right? Backup jobs, index rebuild, reorganize. Total how many like that? Around 5 or 6 jobs, right? Backup jobs, index rebuild, index reorg, update statistics, DBCC, check DB. These are all 5 jobs. By default, we have to create after post.
Indexing statistics and DB checkup.
Yes. Okay. So these jobs we will create it post installation. We don't wait. No one will ask you to create the job. This is a post installation step. Once you install the SQL Server, you have to change the server configurations. You have to patch the SQL Server with the latest CU, whatever update is there. You have to even enable the This one, database mail, you have to create some default jobs. So these are the post installation things that you have to do. Okay, you cannot, if the SQL Server is installed today, you cannot create jobs after 1 month. It should be ready. Not only installation, we'll make sure the server is ready for the use, for the live. So after installation, we'll enable some server level settings. I'll tell you what are the settings we'll enable. After installation, we'll also patch the SQL Server the latest CU or latest update, because even though it's already a new instance, no production data is there, not yet associated with any application. So it's a good time to patch the SQL Server. No need to take any downtime approvals. As nothing is there, as it is a new server, as no real-time data, as there is no production data, once SQL Server is installed, immediately you have to patch in the same window, so that you no need to take a separate downtime window until and unless if there is any new update comes into the market. So post installation, you have to patch the SQL Server. Post installation, you have to apply some settings, configurations. Post installation, you have to create some objects like jobs. Okay, all these 5 jobs will create. We will create the post installation, guys. Then, if see, imagine in every server 5 jobs will be created. Imagine 1,000 servers example, how many jobs will be created? In every SQL, 5,000.
1,000 into 5.
1,000 into 5, 5,000 jobs. So can I go and check each job whether it is successful or failed? Is it possible? 5,000 jobs, can I check, monitor every day? I have to go to every server. I have to check each and every job whether this is successful or whether this is failed. Can I check?
No, it's not
I
possible.
cannot, right? It is very difficult to check. It is not at all possible, I can say. So that's why we have alerting system. If this job is failed, or notification, if this job is failed, I have to get an email update directly to my SQL, directly to my Outlook, or directly to my Gmail. I can set up the notification. If job is successful, we don't need our intervention. I mean to say, we don't need to do anything. Job is successful, that is expected. When we need intervention, unexpected things. If the job is failed, then only you need an intervention. You have to come, you have to check why it was failed, you have to re-trigger it, right? So I can even set up the notifications. Okay, so in case if the job is failed, I can set up the notifications. I'll show you in the evening class. Before that, we have to set up the database mail. Then I'll clearly show you if any of the job is failed, directly we will get an email update to our Outlook or our email, whatever you are using. Okay, so that is called notification. So that's it for the jobs, guys. Click OK. As we don't have a database mail feature, once database mail feature is enabled, then I'll show you later. Also, we can set up the notification. No need to while creating only. You can also set up the notifications later also. So that I'll show you how to set up the notification and all. So now the job is ready. Array. Just now I clicked OK. Let's see. Now 6:30 actually. And let's see whether it will run or not. I should suppose it to click OK at 6:29. It's almost 6:30. Let's see now whether it is ran or not. How we can see, guys? Go to view history. If you go to view history, if you see any entry here, okay, that means the job ran successfully. We'll do one thing. Let's change the job schedule. Okay, double click on it. How to change it? Go to steps, schedule. Go to schedule. Double click on the schedule, and this time I'll keep it as a 6:32. Okay, 32. Click OK. So that let me click OK quickly, so that when it turns to 6:32, you can see the job will run. Okay, so let's wait for a second. And in the meantime, let me open the backups. C drive backups. Oh no, sorry, already 6:32, right? Program files and Microsoft SQL Server and default instance and MS SQL and the backup. See here, how many items are there? Total 14 items. 6:32, right?
Yes, 15.
15.
14 to 15.
Yeah, you can also see that. Right. Okay, click on this date modified. Now you can see. Okay. So you can see here, only full backup is generated. What about the differential backup and log backup? Why it was not generated, guys? It should be. Actually, it has to go to next step and it should generate. Automatically, you can see here automatically. I didn't took any backup. You can see that 6:32 p.m. Okay. You can see 2/1/2025.
It will take 5 minutes, I think. We have to give the
No,
interval.
Have
no,
one
no, no,
interval.
no. No, why it will wait for 5 minutes? When the recovery interval come into the picture?
When it is filed, right?
Failed, then it
When
will
we
not
need
fail.
retry, if you're not successful first time, then it
It
go
will
for
not
a
fail. The
retry
first
attempt.
step is successful. That's why it is able to get the backup file. That's okay, no problem. Let's troubleshoot it. Okay, we got only full backup. Let's go and check it. Okay. Now, how to check whether job is successful or failed, or you want to see the last attempt? Right click on the job, go to view history. Then you can see here. Expand it. You can see here. Okay. Just click on this plus symbol. You can see here. It is showing only one step. It is not showing the other steps. See here, step ID. Step ID only one step. So that means it is not running the second step and third step. Are you getting the point, guys? You can see here. You can just go and see here. See, entry service processed these many pages. Amazon file process 16 pages. So something like that you can see. Okay. Unable to open step output file. Okay, that's not an issue. Okay. So you can see here, guys. But you can see only step 1. I have step 2, step 3 also, but it is not executing. Why? Now let's go and check the job properties. Double click on it and go to the steps and double click on the step 1. Okay, if you see here, no need to open itself. Expand this. See,
With
on
the
success
job.
action, what we have selected.
With the job
With
With
the
the
job
job
reporting
reporting.
success.
So now you got it right. So it is not going to next step. So that's why it didn't took differential backup. If differential backup is not triggered, how it will go to next step? Correct? If differential backup is triggered, then it will go to next step, which will take the log backup. Okay. So if differential backup is not triggered, that's why it is not triggering the log backup also. Let's change it now. Double click on the step 1. Double click on it and you can go to the advanced section and here you can simply change it to go to next step. Now click OK. Now you can see here, go to next step, on success action, on failure action, go to next step, go to next step. Finally, quit the job reporting success. Now I'll go to schedules. I'll simply double click on the schedules. This time I'll change it to 6:36. Okay, let me change it quickly and 6:36 and click OK. And click OK. Now you go and check the backup location. This time see the challenge. Now 5213, right? At 6:36, what will happen? You see. Total 15 items.
If you laptop
Right? What happened, guys? So earlier it was 5293. Now it became 10,000 because it was appended. The file is appended. And again, it also took the differential backup, but we are still missing with the log backup. Why? Why we are still missing with the log backup? So we have Amazon full backup job, Amazon differential backup job, and there is no log backup. What is the reason? Let's go and check. Okay. Now backup job, view history. This time go to this. It ran actually. Then where is the file? See, step 1 is successful. Step 2 is successful. Step 3 is also successful. You can expand this column. You can see log backup step. But where is the output file? Where is the output file?
The file is there, Shomok. This is the file here.
Where it is? Log backup. Okay, this is the one. Same, 636. Yeah. You can see here. Yeah, you can see here, guys. 636. Actually, I was missed. So you can see here 21/2025, 636 304 KB. And this is your full backup file, which is which is also generated 636 only. And this is the another one. This is also generated 636 only. You can see here. So now you got it right, guys, how the jobs will work, how the step mechanism will work. Is it clear now?
But the count is only 16, right? From 15 to 16. It should be 17.
It should be 17, but I can see the backups.
Yeah.
It should be actually 15 plus 2 backups are added, right? It should be 17. It won't delete
Actually,
it.
one of the backup is appended.
No,
Full
that's
backup
okay.
appended.
One backup is appended. We actually 3 backups are generated. So instead of 15, it should be 18. As already one backup is appended, it should be 17. Right? Earlier it was, I guess last time also
Log backup also appended.
last time log backup
Because
also.
yesterday we have created the same name.
Okay. Yesterday we have created the same name. That very good, Harishankar. Yeah, that is true. So yesterday we gave the same name, so that's why it was appended. Okay, if you are still having any doubts on that, let me go and check whether this is appended or not. Restore a database and just go to the device from browse and add and go to the backup location. Amazon log backup, first one, right? This is the one. Double click on it and select it and click contents. And you can see here. Okay, so start date, finish date, you can check. See, this is 2021 AM, 6:48 AM. This is 2-1, sorry, 2-1. Okay, this is 6:36 PM. It was appended. Good catch. So this is how it will work. Okay, clear, guys, about the job scheduling, setting up the job, and running the job. No need to wait. See here, I can manually also run this job. I can run this job manually also. Now you can see here, these are the 3 backups. Now when I run this manually, see the difference, okay? 304, 10,000, 2,000, okay? Now I'm running this job manually. How to run the job manually? Right click and stop job at a step. So now you can start it from the beginning of the step 1, or for example, step 1 is successfully completed, step 2 is failed. I can even select step 2 also. When I select step 2 and when I click start, automatically it will start from step 2. When I select step 1, it will start from step 1, continues to all the steps. So how to start it manually? Click select step 1 and click start. Okay, now you can see the entry here. Okay, now it just started. Now you can see the success message. Close it. Earlier we have 10,000, 300, 2,000, right? Now you see the difference now. 10,000 became 15,000, 2,000 becomes 4,000, 300 becomes 391 KB. So this is how it was appended. So now every time. So now you know the challenge. Is it a good option to create the jobs like this? Tell me. Is it a good suggestion to create the jobs like this? What is the challenge here?
Dot.
Every time it will be appended. Can I delete the backup set from the media set?
No.
Not possible, because it will exist as a single file. It will exist as a single file. If you delete it, the whole file will be deleted, all the backup sets will be deleted. So I cannot delete the old backups. If this is the scenario, if I'm taking backups with the same name to the same location, every time it will be appended. So this is not a good option. Which option is a good one then? If append is not good, which option?
Different steps, different jobs for each step.
Different jobs. So
Different job for each particular particular backup.
each particular backup. Okay, good. But that also is going to append it, right?
No, we can do the one thing. Uh, every every backup bit will not be appended to the existing backup.
So what we have to do for that?
For that, we have to
Setting.
delete the last one or whatever you want.
What I have to do? Delete the last one.
Last backup through the job.
I have to delete it.
No, I'm saying if you have a space, you can keep the last existing backup for 24 hours or whatever you want.
No. No.
Tell me, B.
actually, Samuk, in my office, we are keeping all the backup last 24 hours backup.
Okay.
After 24 hours backup, all the backup will automatically
You
delete the job. So I am
Okay.
saying,
Okay. So that is not actually a good option. So whatever you are saying, that is correct. But here we don't take backups with the same name, guys. We'll include a logic in the script. When we include a logic in the script,
maybe create a subfolder.
not required, not required. The script includes
Timestamp.
date and timestamp in the backup file.
Yes.
So when you dynamic date and timestamp, when I run this job at 6:43 in the backup file, you can see 6:43 p.m. backup. When I run at 6:44, next second, date and time including seconds. So definitely it will take 1 second difference, right? To start, to stop, to everything to do, at least 1 second difference will be there. So next backup will be again new file will be created with a next timestamp. So 6:45, one backup will be created. 7 o'clock, one backup will be created. 7:15, one backup file will be created. 7:30, one backup file will be created. So every entry, for every timestamp, you will have a backup. So I can see it won't be appended because we are giving date and timestamp, and we don't give it manually. There is a logic, there is a time function. When you give a time function in the script, when this job runs, the output file includes the particular time when it is running. If you are running it manually, it will include when you started. If I started it manually at 6:44, the backup file name contains 6:44 p.m. something seconds, 20 seconds like that. When I run it again, 6:44 at 21st second, again it will create a new backup file. So when the file will be appended, if you are giving the same name, but if I add this logic into the script, whenever it ran, it will create a new backup file. So I can see every individual backup files. So I can delete it, the old backups. I can delete the old backups. This is how logically it will work. So that assignment I'll give it to you. So the assignment for you is very simple. Believe me, not even it will not take 5 minutes also. Believe me. Okay. Create a job that will take backups with date and timestamp in the file name. Very simple. Just go to Google, copy paste this in the Google or ChatGPT script, T-SQL script to create a backups with the date and timestamp. Just copy paste it. You will get a script. Just go through that script once. There are little modifications you have to do to the script. Little modifications. You can understand easily what modifications you have to do. Just edit it. Small modification will be there. Edit it. Copy paste that script in a job step and click OK and schedule the jobs and see the difference. You can see every backup file will be created with the date and timestamp. Is it clear, guys? Now the logic behind the jobs. So it won't be appended. That's why I told you this is whatever I discussed. This is not correct one. This is not we are going to set up, but only the script will be different. Remaining process, everything, whatever we discussed is same. The steps are same. The schedule is same. The schedule you are setting up the schedule is also same. Everything is same. Concept is same, but the script will be different. That script you have to get it from the Google and you have to copy paste in the script section. Click OK and schedule the job and see the difference. Next time when it is running or next time when you are triggering the job, every time the backup file includes date and timestamp. So the file will be changed now, the name will be changed now. So it will create a new entry. So it will become a backup set. It will not become a media set. Clear, guys? Is it clear, everyone? Questions? Yeah, sure.
So now for the 3 backups at a time, it will be executed, right?
Correct. Which is not correct. That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah, which is not correct.
Yeah.
Actually, the full backup is to run
Yes.
every day once.
True.
Differential backup
That's
every
why I
4
told
hours,
you. Yes.
5
Okay.
hours.
So in this scenario, every 15 minutes or whatever we just discussed, okay, it will be executed. So which is not correct. So that's why we don't keep everything in a same job. Okay. Full backup will create a separate job. Guys, I cannot schedule the each step. I cannot schedule step 1 for one schedule, step 2 for another schedule, step 3 for another. Not possible. Whatever steps are there in this job, all the steps will be executed at the same time. So what you have to do, this is not correct. That's why I said while creating the job, the concept is correct, but logically, we don't create like this. Okay? Full backup will create a separate job. Differential backup will create a separate job. Log backup will create a separate job. Clear? So that is your assignment. Create 3 separate jobs, guys. And okay, you can see here, full backup will run as per its own schedule. Differential backup will run as per its own schedule. And the log backup will run as per its own schedule, guys. Okay, so very simple. Right click again for differential backup. Right click, new job. This time what you will do, go to steps and add new step. Differential backup query will give. But that's what we don't give it manually, guys. We'll give a script so that it will take a differential backup with the date and timestamp. We'll give a script so that it will take a log backup with the date and timestamp. So whenever these jobs are running, the backup files will be generated with the date and timestamp. So there is no question of same file name. The file name will be different in the next iteration. So it will create a separate backup set. In the organization, generally, the retention policy will be there. What is that, guys? Retention policy, backup retention policy. They will ask you sometimes, what is your backup strategy and backup retention policy? Backup strategy means what, guys? What is your answer? In the interview, they will ask pakka interview question. In the interview, they will ask, what is your backup strategy?
Weekly full backup, daily differential backup, every 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Depends upon that, we take a T-log backup.
Okay, backup strategy. There are multiple strategies. So either you can go for weekly full, daily differential, every 50 minutes log backup, or you can go for daily full, every 4 hours differential, every 50 minutes log backup. Any strategy you can tell. Okay, any strategy, either weekly full, daily differential, every 50 minutes log backup, or daily full, every 4 or 6 hours differential, and every 50 minutes log. 90% is weekly full, daily differential, every 50 minutes log backup. This is the 90% of the organizations will follow. If it is a critical applications like banking and all, so they will follow critical, right? Every day full backup, every 4 or 6 hours differential backup, every 15 minutes log backups. Retention policy means what? Retention policy means how many days old backups you will keep it. How many days old backups will keep it with you. So in organization, some organization they will keep last 2-3 backups. Some organization they will keep last 2 backups. Some organization will keep last 3 backups. Means last 3 backups means what? If it is a weekly full backup, last 3 weeks backups they will keep it for safety purpose. So you can tell we will keep last 3 weeks full backups, last 3 weeks differential, last 3 weeks log backups. Okay, last 3 weeks full, last 3 weeks differential, last 3 weeks. We don't keep more because if you keep it more, you have to add extra storage. So Shanmukh, why only 3 weeks? Because backups are not small. Terabytes and terabytes of data will be generated every week. So if you keep 4 months, 1 month, 2 months and all, you have to keep adding the storage, which will be very costly in the organization. So that's why for a safe side, they'll keep 2 copies, last 2 copies or 3 copies. If the current backup is failed, at least last copy will be there. So with the help of it, they can minimize the data loss. Is it clear, guys? Backup retention policy. So they will ask you what is your backup strategy. They will ask you what is the backup retention policy. So you can tell, okay, fix it. Okay, last 3 weeks backups will keep it. Like that you can fix it and you can tell, guys. Chalo. Any questions, doubts? So I need that assignment, guys. Very simple assignment. Again, I'm saying it don't take more than 5 minutes also. Just try it. It's actually very interesting. Questions?
So Samu, can we take the backups without scripting?
GUI is there, right?
No, I'm talking about the automation.
Without scripting, you want to take backup.
Yes.
See, automation itself can be achieved with the scripting, right? Harishankar, you're an experienced person.
No, actually, I was show my senior when he was getting a job, but he did not mention any script.
Without script, what it will run? At least something will be there. At least one line. If it is not T-SQL, some other PowerShell script will be there. At least what it see, aut
They
automation
go
is
to,
nothing but
is there
schedule
any role of management?
role, not management. We have maintenance plans. Okay, maintenance plan also at the end of the day that will also create a script. Maybe you might not understand the logic, but without giving a script also we can create, but we don't give it. Okay, automatically it will take it. That is called maintenance plans. The next topic will be the same.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
but that also if you go inside and if you check it, there will be a script included in that. I'll show you.
Everything is going through the script, I know, but he did not mention. That's why
Mm.
I'm
You have to
saying.
check it. You have to check it somewhere. It will be mentioned. I'll show you the maintenance plans. I'll show you. There you'll get it. Whatever we discussed, the same thing can be achieved using maintenance plans, guys. Okay, I'll tell you now. After the break, I'll tell you about the maintenance plans and all. Okay, so just I'll show you where to check. You just go and check and update me if possible now itself. I'll show you. Okay, I mean to say after break, then you just update me. Okay, fine, guys. Take a break. Come back after 15 minutes and we'll discuss about the maintenance plans, guys.